window.
I guess we have to see the Michigan priest doing the Nazi salute, because that's just a thing that we do now in America.
Okay. No, we don't need the whole 2 minutes. No, I don't want your commentary on it. I just want to see. YouTube. No, mute. We don't need to see it. Okay. Oop.
Oh, I saw this fucker.
Yeah.
Yep, that I did see.
Yeah, so
this.
he did that while referencing Elon Musk and saying my heart goes out to you. So
Yep.
like, that's a still shot. His in a vacuum, I would be more willing to grant his as just being that was a weird way to do my heart goes out to you.
Yeah, but we can't really view it in a vacuum.
But this isn't in a vacuum.
Yeah, no, we can't.
Thank you for the hydrate, Artemis.
So, why would we...
Less than Lucid said defrosted. Save that for OnlyFans.
Why do we have to live in a world where the church leaders are just doing the Nazi things again, like they did last time? By the way,
to be fair, the boss, his bosses kicked him out of the church for this.
Good.
So yeah, a Michigan priest with the Anglican Catholic Church has been removed from his position for making what appears to be a Nazi. No, it's just a Nazi salute. Stop. I mean, okay, I get from a legal perspective, they kind of have to, like, this is the alleged thing, but like,
I'm just gonna say stop being a coward. I'm sorry,
yeah, no,
it's a Nazi salute.
Like, I don't know. This is one of those things where it's like, I get why you're doing it. But like, we all saw it. We all know what that gesture is.
Let's call it Sig Heil spade a spade.
It's not alleged. It's right there. It's in front of your face. It's on video. You showed me the video. I watched the video on your platform, and you're saying it's alleged that this happened? That's in the video?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I guess when AI gets good enough at deepfakes, then it will be reasonable to say alleged when it's a video. But like, AI is not this good. Not yet.
I mean, have you seen the Will Smith eating spaghetti? How AI models rendered that a year ago and how they render it now?
No, I haven't.
It is kind of scary seeing how much better AI has gotten at deepfakes.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree, but I don't know. It's so yeah, for deepfakes, it is kind of scary, but like, I'm also thinking from the artistic perspective. I think there's I don't think it's ever going to cross the gulf of human creativity. Because like right now, like when you ask ChatGPT a question or when you tell it to generate an image for you, it doesn't understand the words that you typed in. It doesn't get it. It is just like, this word becomes this number, which goes into the calculation in this spot, and then that impacts the random noise that gets generated by things that are close to that number that represent other words. Like, it doesn't have a fucking clue what you're asking it to do. And I don't think it ever will.
I don't respect AI, and I don't respect people who use AI when there are better alternatives available to them. So, fun fact, there was a VTuber who I'm not going to name because I don't want to be that kind of person, but there was a VTuber who I was going to raid, who I've raided in the past, and then I saw that their opening screen was about 6,000 AI-generated images. And I say 6,000 because it was an animation where the images were played one next to each other, so it looked like a psychological morph thing. But you could tell that it was AI generation because you can tell when it's getting you a close approximation of the previous image for the next image, because that's just a thing AI does.
Yeah.
So I was watching that and I'm like, oh, I don't want to support you anymore. I'm sorry. There's too many artists in my community who I respect to send my community over to you. I'm sorry. I didn't say anything to them because it's not worth the confrontation. And I didn't say anything to my chat about it other than mentioning like, oh, they're using AI. Fuck them. Didn't say who it was. Never going to say who it was.
I will confess that I use Photoshop's generative AI out of laziness.
you're also not standing on top of a industry that is built on the backs of artists' hard hand-drawn work.
I also have an artist on retainer, so
like for it's especially a slap in the face to me for VTubers, because as VTubers we don't exist in our without artists doing that hard work. So
Fennec's got the paddle out. You know what that means.
You're getting a vigorous spanking because you've been a bad girl.
Anyway, you were saying VTubers wouldn't exist without artists?
Like, VTubers would not exist without artists. It's an industry that cannot exist without artists making the stuff for us. So spitting in the face of those artists by using AI generation pisses me off. It really does if you're going to be a VTuber. So
I also, basically the only thing I use it for is the background on my thumbnails.
Yeah, a nothing but of noise.
Yeah, like it's literally like, if I didn't use AI, it would just be gradient bucket tool, drag and drop, boom, done. Couldn't, like, go scroll through my my videos page, and you can see when I made when you can pretty much see when Photoshop released their generative AI, because I either used a still image from my psychedelic background things that I used to use, or I used a red and black gradient, and that was it. Those were my backgrounds. And then Photoshop released generative AI, and suddenly my backgrounds are slightly more interesting, but still just kind of random meh noise.
Mm-hmm.
So if AI were to go away, I would be fine. If the artist were to go away, I need my artist.
You do.
Who else was going to draw a dung beetle lifting weights for me so I could make a stupid joke about pretending not to know what dung beetles would lift? And I actually, that one was fun. I did, out of curiosity, I was like, oh, I'd kind of like an image for that. I don't know if maybe Piper's got too much on their plate right now, so I'm like, oh, just quickly see what an AI image generator whips up, and I typed it in and was like, oh, that is shit. And then I just copied and pasted my prompt for the AI thing, sent that to Piper, and Piper immediately got back with like the drawing and was like, oh, there it is, and that's actually cute. It's actually what I said it should be, and they offered to turn it into an animated GIF for me, so it was actually lifting the weights. I'm like, humans will always be better. Neuromdiput says, hey, what about the unicorn? Gay unicorn Gary?
Gay unicorn Gary.
Gay unicorn Gary. You can buy his holy merch at merch.vicerhino.com.
Jesus Christ.
No, Gay Unicorn Gary. Jesus Christ is a different deity.
Jesus Christ bless Gay Unicorn Gary and all of his holes.
Absolutely. I know you don't watch my videos anymore, but there was one that I forget if it's the one that's releasing this Friday or the one that released last Friday. Mm-hmm. But BB-8 was positioned such that it looked like his antenna was sticking right up Gay Unicorn Gary's skirt. And I didn't notice it till I was halfway through recording, and then I'm like, fuck it.
Senchini says the merch has holes. It does if you want it to.
Is there a Gay Unicorn Gary plushie? No, there is not, because it is surprisingly expensive to produce a custom plushie for people to buy. And I don't have the kind of audience to make the expense worth it. It's like of the Gay Unicorn Gary merch, I've sold maybe 10 items, and I'm 3 of the 10. And like the plushies, it costs like thousands of dollars to make it, and if only like 5 or 6 people buy them, it's just like, nope.
I want to see what my playmat sales have been. I imagine it's probably going to be very much the same.
Yeah, no, I am not a Linus Tech Tips that I remember to throw to my merch store every single video and, have a dedicated merch team and, set up my own infrastructure, and am negotiating with companies that manufacture things to try and no, I don't, that's never going to, you could give me the same subscriber count as Linus Tech Tips and the same view count as Linus Tech Tips. That's still not going to be me, because I just don't want to deal with that shit.
I haven't sold a playmat since November of last year. Okay, that tracks.
Yeah, well, now you're making me curious. Because here's the thing. When I actually mention it, people do buy stuff sometimes. Not much. I've sold 3 things in the last, what is that, 28 days? What is the default? Since January 6th. I've sold 3 things.
Okay.
And let's see, what is it? It's all Gay Unicorn Gary stuff. Nobody's buying my Vice Rhino logo. They just want Gary.
They just want Gay Unicorn Gary.
They do. I don't blame them. Gary is a great design. Oh, there's another pillow sold. That means there's 3 out in the world. I was like, I'm the only person with a Gay Unicorn Gary pillow. And then someone else bought one. And we're like, okay, that's neat. There's like me and one other person. And then like 2 more people bought them. I'm like,
It gets significantly less cool the more people that have them.
Yeah. Heidi won't let me put it on the couch, even though it's a couch cushion.
Coward.
Anyway. So, Calvin Robinson, who held the title of priest in charge at St. Paul's Anglican Catholic Church in Grand Rapids, Michigan, performed the gesture, the Nazi salute, at the end of a 25th of January speech at the National Pro-Life Summit in Washington, D.C. So, yeah, a group of people most likely to contain a bunch of Christian nationalists, and he's doing the Nazi salute.
As one does.
This sentence actually kind of made me giggle a little bit. Robinson's license in the church was subsequently revoked, and he will no longer serve as a priest. Like, just the idea of having a license to be a priest. Like, and I'm saying this as someone who is an ordained minister.
Look, if I want somebody to lie to me, I want to make sure that it's all on the up and up, okay?
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, I'm an ordained minister. You know how I got to be an ordained minister? I paid $25 to some website, and it's like, it's a legit ordination. I can perform weddings and funerals and shit. So it's like, the idea that these churches like actually issuing licenses for whatever for Artemis says goodbye German viewers. Nefarious Name of Doom says why goodbye German viewers? Because the gesture is illegal in Germany. What Musk and this priest did carry a jail sentence, and I believe they do have internet restrictions over there, so that they it's illegal to make, not to show. Okay, so there aren't like internet restrictions where it'll like automatically pick it up and cut off the stream.
I don't think so, but you can't like publish it. So like news organizations and stuff do censor it, from what I saw.
Okay. Yeah, and when I say internet controls, it's not like North Korea firewall. You can't go to a website that has this on it. It'll just be more like Twitch and YouTube will be like, oh, we automatically detected this gesture, so I'm going to shut down the stream in Germany. But yeah. And there's a reason for that. Anyway, so his license was revoked. His license to lie to people doesn't exist anymore. We believe those who mimic the Nazi salute, even as a joke or an attempt to troll their opponents, trivialize the horror of the Holocaust and diminish the sacrifice of those who fought against its perpetrators, the statement reads, a statement from the church. Such actions are harmful, divisive, and contrary to the tenets of Christian charity. I mean, the Nazis wouldn't have risen to power without direct support from several different churches. So, debatable, but you know, at least their heart's in the right place. Robinson posted a statement on his Facebook page, and this is just classic defense. So he defended the gesture as a joke in mockery of the hysterical liberals who called Elon Musk a Nazi for quite clearly showing his audience his heart was with them. No, it was for doing a Nazi salute. Like, that is not the, like, okay, did you see the Some More News episode that dropped today? I know I ask you this every week, and the answer is always no, because they always drop their shows on Wednesday. Yeah, so they actually found a clip of Elon Musk from years ago doing a "My heart goes out to you" gesture. You know what the gesture was back then?
What was it then?
he did this at his chest, and then he went like that with both his hands outward, like that, palms up.
Ah, so when he does "My Heart Goes Out to You," then it's not a
It doesn't
Nazi
look
salute,
anything
but
like
now
a
he does a
Nazi
Nazi
salute.
salute.
It's not an awkward autistic gesture. It's like I have a house full of autistic people. Not a single one of them has ever done that gesture. Accidentally, on purpose, nothing. Nope. It's not a hard thing to avoid.
Not being a Nazi is super easy. You just don't do the things Nazis do.
Mm-hmm. For the record, in case it needs saying, I am not a Nazi, he wrote. Yeah, no, you can deny it, but you did the thing that Nazis do, even if it was as a joke. Like, at best, you can say you're a Nazi sympathizer, not a Nazi yourself. That doesn't make it better. I didn't join the party, but I voted for them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and this really got me kind of pissed off. He went on to describe his attempt at humor as being dry wit in that typical British way.
No. I've had friends who do this dumb shit where they're just like, actually, no, the thing I did was not offensive to you. It was what the Brits do. It was the British thing to do. I don't give a fuck if it's the British thing to do.
My dad is straight off the boat British. Dry wit is very common in my life. Not once has he Nazi saluted as part of dry humor. I mean, I suppose. What's his face? Monty Python actor. Kind of an asshole. Not Eric Idle. What the fuck is his name? Cleese. John Cleese. Yes. The one who played Hitler. Mm-hmm. He has done a Nazi salute as part of British dry humor. But that was the context made that more acceptable. Mm-hmm. Like, it's very clearly ridiculing Hitler. Like, there's the difference. When a British person does the Nazi salute as dry humor or dry wit, it is to ridicule the Nazis. This guy does a Nazi gesture in his dry wit, supposedly, and it's to ridicule the liberals who thought it was a Nazi gesture. Those are very different things.
It's funny. Humor is a lot less funny when you're spending the entire time just punching down.
Also, if you have to explain to people later that it was funny, it wasn't funny. Charlie Chaplin literally played Hitler to make fun of Hitler? No. So The Great Dictator. I haven't actually seen the movie, so just preface with that. Take this with a grain of salt. But my understanding is that, like, he very explicitly made that character not Hitler and made the army then or whatever not the Nazis in order to kind of disenfranchise them, to take power away from them, to, you know, I'm not even going to acknowledge your existence while still referencing you in a very clear way. But he also, he didn't give a name to the Nazis. He didn't name the Nazis as the bad guys. He did name the Jews as their target. So, like, it's
very obvious.
It was very, I actually really want to see that movie. Because it's a fucking comedy movie that has one of the most inspiring speeches in it. It's fucking Charlie Chaplin, man. The only guy who could pull off that mustache after 1935. But yeah, big difference between making the Nazi salute to make fun of Nazis and making the Nazi salute to make fun of liberals. I made my partner watch the portion of the producers with the Springtime for Hitler number.
Yeah, Springtime for Hitler in Germany, Winter for Poland and France.
Yeah, she'd never seen that before, and the whole time she's just watching it, like, jaw on the floor. She didn't know the premise of the producers, so she's just like, what the fuck is this? This is like, yeah. It's like, yeah, no, that's the point.
You're feeling the way the audience was supposed to feel.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Unfortunately, ended up being too funny. This was I posted on Blue Sky earlier today. It was like one of one of the things that kind of gives me hope is that fascism does not do well when it's ridiculed. It is very like it's very obviously how Charlie Chaplin did the mustache first, I know, and he did it better, and that's one of the reasons why he could still pull it off after 1935, because he was well known for it before Hitler. Anyway, so one of the things that gives me hope is that fascism does not do well with ridicule. And in Germany in the 1930s, Hitler controlled that by controlling the media, and the media was very limited. It's the newspapers, it's radio, it's TV. Now with the internet, Trump can't stop people from making fun of him.
You can't control it the same way.
No, I mean, you can try, but it's just it's not doable, not to the same extent, and so that does give me some hope.
Okay.
Anyway, so he continued on after saying that Nazi salutes was dry British humor by saying it was not a joke at the expense of World War II, nor an admission of my membership in the National Socialist Party. Okay, that's just that is the perfect...
Most modern day Nazis specifically spell out National Socialist Party.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That is such a perfect example of the stupid language game that neo-Nazis like to play. It's oh, you're calling me a Nazi. A Nazi is defined as someone who is a member of the German National Socialist Party. I'm not a member of that party, so I can't be a Nazi. Mm-hmm. It's I just happen to agree with everything that party stood for and would have joined that party had I been around at the time. But yeah, no, I'm not currently a member because they don't exist, so it's impossible to be a member. Therefore, it's no, that's... You're telling on yourself by saying that that it would be an incredibly ignorant and bad faith assumption to make, to assume that he's a member of a party that doesn't exist anymore. It's no, that's not what the word Nazi means today, man.
No.
Come on.
The name has shifted. It now is closer to the word fascist. It doesn't describe Mussolini's government anymore. It describes an ideology. It describes a way of thinking. It describes a way of operating as a group. Hey, thanks for making it to the end of the video. I really could not do any of this without all of you. Those of you watching, and especially those of you who support me on Patreon. I wanted to go ahead and take a minute to thank all of you who do that, because with YouTube being what it is these days, I really cannot do this full time without the support from each and every one of you. Those people would be Red Joker, Purple Poundini, Jemshin, Britzkrieg, Jupe the Malignant, Michael, Ravelern, Mabbity Babbity, Astral Frontier, Tales of Atonement, Nixie Chan, Kiri Artemis, Victorian Alchemist, I'm not saying the last part of that, and you know that, Arcton Arclacier, Kiratorian, Dren Hadamata, Jordan M, John L, Lord Bleck, Smiling Game Master, and Fireshard. Thank you so very much. But since you're here, why not go ahead and try watching another one? There should be one that's on the screen right now. And if you are a patron of mine, I wanted to go ahead and thank you again for all of your support. There is still a video you could press though, if you'd like. I would appreciate it just a little bit.